What's mental, guys? My name is Alvin Maina and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, kindly consider subscribing and welcome to the gang, welcome to the family, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for your support. I know I've been missing out for almost like 3 months now, but I'm going to be explaining at the end of the video why I was not shooting and giving you guys content. But today we are back, and thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. This is usually a mental health show where we usually talk about all things and everything in relation to mental health. So our topic today is going to be about mental health awareness. So we're going to start by the definition of what is mental health awareness. And basically, mental health awareness, it's the progressive effort that is usually put into reducing the stigma around mental illness, or rather, one's mental health, by each one of us sharing our own personal experiences. Like if we come together as a society and talk about the things that are bothering us, things that are not sitting right with us, then we actually create a safe environment whereby everybody feels comfortable to talk about the issues that are affecting them in their respective environments. The main aim for mental health awareness is to improve understanding on what is basically this topic that we usually keep talking about, like mental health. What is it that you're actually trying to define, or rather getting to understand each and every single day? Now, there are several benefits of mental health awareness. The first one being that it starts a conversation. Now, mental health is not just like something that you usually say to maybe make your friends see you in a particular manner, or make your friends see you like you are educated or rather informed. Mental health is a serious issue that is going on around the world. A lot of people are usually affected by mental health, and some people, due to the stigma that is associated with mental health or rather mental illness, they usually don't go to get medical access or rather medical health care so that some of their diagnosis can be treated. Talking about mental health is therapeutic, whereby you talk about what is inside you, and these emotions slowly start to feel like they are less of a burden to you because you're sharing with somebody else who maybe is relating to what you're saying, or somebody else who can maybe be able to give you some piece of advice that you can be able to apply into your life and be able to deal with whatever the issue you are currently dealing with. Another reason why we need to start a conversation is because by talking actually about mental health, we reduce the stigma surrounding it and encourage a lot of people to actually go and get medical health care and actually talk about things that are currently or have been affecting them in their respective environments. By respective environments, I mean either maybe at home or in your workplace or in any other kind of environment that you might find yourself in. We can build a support network and speak with a licensed mental health professional that can be able to diagnose symptoms of mental health conditions. Now, the second reason as to why we need to make sure that everybody is mentally aware about their health is it helps a person, or rather one, to understand their symptoms. Now, what do I mean when I talk about symptoms? It's important to have a diagnosis, especially with mental health conditions. Sometimes these conditions can be difficult to identify, but through a test and a diagnosis, one needs to pay attention to the symptoms you are experiencing. If you feel like something is not okay, it's better you go and check it out. If you feel like you're slowly starting to isolate yourself, you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't find anything funny, most of the time you are alone, you're sleeping a lot. Those could be symptoms of depression. And actually, if you are more informed about mental health, you'll actually get a grasp of what is going on, and you can go and actually get help. Now, tests can help one feel more included and less alone, and can also make it easier for one to get treatment. Once you're tested, a doctor can be able to diagnose you and tell you, so and so, you are suffering from this kind of condition and there's a treatment for it, or rather there is a procedure that we usually do to help one overcome such kinds of situations. Better if you go to somebody and help you with what you're experiencing, rather than dealing with the problem on your own. Now, another benefit of mental health awareness is that it enhances mental fitness. Now, this is something that we need to embrace as a society and encourage a lot of people to be aware about their mental health. That way, we can reduce a lot of illnesses associated with mental health, and we can also bring a lot of awareness to people concerning mental health issues. Now, mental health is not entirely related to mental illnesses. Have you got that? Now, one can have a mental health condition and still be mentally fit. And absence of a mental health condition doesn't necessarily ensure mental fitness. I don't know if you guys have understood that or anything that I've said, but what I basically mean is you can have a mental condition and still be mentally fit. Like, you are capable of making decisions, you are capable of differentiating what is right and wrong, you are capable of, having your own voice, having your own stand, and doing things according to how you want to do things, or rather how you want things done in your personal life or in the environment that you are associated with. And also, absence of a mental health condition doesn't necessarily ensure mental fitness. Now, what this last statement means is that you might not have a mental health condition, like any illnesses or anything related to a mental health condition, but you're not mentally fit, like you're not capable of making your own decisions, you're not capable of, like doing things according to how you want things done, or rather how you want to do your own things in the respective environment that you are in. So you see, there is a basic need to actually create awareness for everybody to understand things in relation to mental health and mental health illnesses. We can also reduce stigma around mental health, which is going to be a crucial step towards embracing mental fitness. Like, as I've said earlier, you can lack a mental condition but still not be mentally fit. But people, most people usually associate, mental health issues with mental fitness, and that's not okay. So by reducing the stigma around it, and how do you reduce the stigma? It's by learning, by educating ourselves on everything in relation to mental health. That way we can be able to, be like your brother's keeper. You will be like, actually, this person, let's take him or her to a doctor, then they can get a diagnosis. Then if you go and find out that this person does not have, a mental health condition, but they are not mentally fit, then the doctor will give you a further diagnosis on what could actually be the problem. you know then that one will be a step forward by, distinguishing between mental fitness and mental health. Fourth and last benefit of having people be mentally aware of their health is it gives people better knowledge. It's important for everyone to understand that the impact that mental health has on a daily life, it's actually affecting a lot of people, And it's actually good if you actually get better knowledge, or rather more information, or rather get educated about mental health. That way you can be able to, make the world a better place, instead of us always stigmatizing this conversation, which will lead to zero action being taken against this kind of issue that we need to address as the world, because it's affecting a lot of people. It can affect even yourself. It can even affect a person, a loved one, a friend, a relative, a family member. So it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that people need to have a free conversation about. And the only way we do that is by educating ourselves and learning about the facts and the myths about mental health awareness and mental health conditions. Also, when people surrounding you understand and prioritize mental health care, it makes it easier to take care of yourself, myself, and everybody surrounding you, leading them to having a fulfilling life. Um, in basic terms, is like I'm saying, let's say if you come from a family setting and all of you become successful, like you don't have to rely on your brother or on your sister for any kind of support. It is easier for you as a family to grow your community, or rather grow that family itself from the way up, than if one person is relied upon to grow that whole family. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. That if you and me start this conversation and we get more information and knowledge about mental health, then it becomes easier for you to take care of yourself. And I can also take care of you. You can also take care of me. You can also take care of yourself and take care of those people that surround you. You know, actually lifting up the burden that people tend to stigmatize this conversation, and it is not helping, because if we stigmatize mental health, then it will leave only few people who are brave enough to talk about it to help the rest of us. But if we all come together and unite forces, we can actually make something good come out of this topic that is usually called mental health awareness. Now, there are ways of improving mental health awareness. Number one, as I have insisted the whole of this video, it's educating yourself more about mental health. Go read books, go online, research about more information, you know, to talk about, or rather in relation with mental health awareness. Now, speak up for yourself in any situation, in any condition, as long as you feel like your actions are justified, or rather you have done the right thing towards a certain situation. Always talk up, always speak up for yourself. Even if you feel like somebody has wronged you, speak up for yourself and defend yourself. That way you'll be able to let out those emotions that people usually hold in, that end up eating them from the inside. Because if you speak up your mind, another person will know that if I do this and this to this person, it will not sit right with them. That way they will learn on better ways to communicate with you, better ways to treat you, and you learn the same to do to them. You know, that way it will reduce a lot of friction between people, and it will lead to a positive step towards mental health awareness, or rather reducing mental health conditions, because a lot of people usually get depressed by the way people treat them, by the way people relate to them, and if we do good to each other, we can reduce a lot of these depression cases, which is part of the mental health conditions, which is part of the mental health discussion, which is part of the mental health awareness. Now, the third step is by talking to a coach or a counselor or any professional, legal counsel, something like that, a doctor, somebody who is more educated in this line of discussion. When it comes to mental health discussions, there are actually people who are very educated about it, people who can actually help you go through whatever situation you're going through. For example, we have counselors, people who do therapy, you can go even to a doctor. Feel free, talk to anybody. Anybody can help you. This is a topic that involves everybody, but we also need to educate ourselves on why this topic involves everybody and how we can better the community that we live in, or rather the environment that we live in. Now, I'm going to end today's episode there. I'm going to be seeing you guys this week because I've been away for a while. I'm going to be this week I'm going to give you at least 2 videos, at least to keep you occupied and all. So I'm going to explain why I was probably not around for the last 3 months. I was away from my YouTube channel. You guys are not getting any content. Some of you are actually calling me and asking me, what is the problem? Are you okay? Do you need help? Is there something we can do to help you, create more content? And thank you so much for your concerns. Thank you so much for everybody who has been reaching out to me. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, and watching the content, and also taking your time to leave a comment down in the comment section. I was away because I actually needed to take a bit care of myself, because it's actually good to take a break. I was giving you videos, then I was also doing other things on the outside, things that I don't show here on my YouTube platform. So sometimes you just feel overwhelmed by workload, you just feel like you need to take a break. And so I decided to give myself a break, which in relation to mental health is a good thing, because if you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you need to take a break, it's okay and it's all right. And you don't even know anyone an explanation. Just take care of yourself. It's priority number one. And I went and I did that, and now I feel a bit better. And now I came back. Now we'll be continuing with our weekly videos, you know, just to educate ourselves, just to get a better sense of what mental health awareness is. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for always supporting me, supporting my channel, subscribing, liking, sharing, watching the videos. I don't know. I just feel grateful and blessed to have all of you as part of my community. Now, today's shout out goes to Salome. Thank you for commenting on last time's video. I almost said last week, but ni uongo bana. And thank you so much for always keeping up with my content, subscribing, sharing with your friends, liking. I really appreciate your support. Now, if you want to be next week's, or rather next video's shout out, just like the video, share with your friends, then comment down below when you're done. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe. And that is going to be all for today's video. So thank you guys, and peace out.